Siya po ay forensic and medical evidence analysis, forensic examiner. Nandiyan po sa kanyang professional practice. Siya po ay doktor na, lawyer pa. Kaya po sa mga medical legal cases, siya po ay matagal nang, kumbaga ay nagtuturo rin sa Ateneo College of Law at sa iba't ibang law school. Next. Siya po ay medical legal consultant na iba't ibang ospital noong pang 1996. Ibig sabihin, 22 years na po. Forensic consultant po siya ng PAO sa bisa ng kautusan ni Secretary Emilia Bongco din ng 14 years na po. Lawyer siya for 16 years, physician since 1993. May Master of Laws po siya, ongoing pa. May certificate po siya sa Harvard. Ayan po, hindi po naman mabibili yung certificate sa Harvard. Talagang paghihirapan mo po yan. Diploma in National Security. Ayan ang kanya. Next, ayan. Next. Siya po ay nag-aral ng Forensic Anthropology, Physical Anthropology, Human Sociology, iba't iba pa sa UP po, sa UP Diliman. At meron po siyang Forensic Studies sa Virginia Institute of Forensic Science and Medicine, University of Virginia. Meron po rin siyang sa New York, sa Tennessee, sa Forensic Anthropology Center. At meron din po siyang kaalaman sa body farm, sa mga patay po. Next. Ang kanyang mga association, life member po siya na International Association for Identification. Yan po yung mga yan. Hindi ko na po babanggitin, nakikita nyo naman. At may mga awards din siya bilang Most Outstanding Forensic Expert. At pati PLM po, ginawaran siya ng Outstanding Alumnus bilang Forensic Expert noong pang 2017. Next po. Si Father Robert Reyes po mismo at si Bishop April Tondero ang kasama pong nag-inaugurate at nag-bless ng aming forensic lab. At nung ma-enhance po yan, pursuant to Paulo, si Secretary Agnes de Banadera pa po ang siyang nag-ribbon cutting. Ayan po. Next. Si Mr. Julius Babaw at si Mr. Palio Bidjones sa mga witnesses mula sa media, in-air po nila yung ating PAO Forensic Lab. Next. Yung pong PAO cases, may kakayanan tayo dahil meron ng batas, PAO ang tutulong. Next. Yung pong mga rape cases, 8353, may kakayanan din po ang ating laboratorio. Next. Yung pong Anti-Torture Act, ayan po, yung PAO po, binigyan nyo ng karapatan at kapangyarihan na mag-imbestiga ng mga torture cases. Ayan, dalawang article po, section po yan. Next. Dito po sa kasong ito, kung mapatutunayan po, meron pong torture among children, the use of drugs to induce extreme pain or certain symptoms of a disease, tsaka analogous of acts of physical torture. At kapag po napatunayan, may torture committed against children, pwede pong maparusahan ng habang buhay na pagkabilanggo ang mapapatunayan. Next. Yung sinasabi po ng DOH na hindi kami nakikipagtulungan at kami hindi sumasagot po kami. At ang una namin hiniling ay master list ng nabakunahan para po sa sinasabi ng sanuping surveillance and monitoring sana makipag-coordinate tayo sa mga local na health officers. Pero hanggang ngayon po wala pang master list na binibigay ang DOH. Next. Yan po, ang NBI din ay inutusan ni Secretary Aguirre na mag-imbestiga. Iba po yung sa NBI, doon po sa procurement. Ang PAO po doon lang po sa mga namatayan, nagkasakit at nagkaroon ng mga problema at nasa ospital na sila. So kami po ay sumulat sa DOH. Ang mga magulang kasi ang gustong idemanda DOH dahil ang DOH na nag-spearhead ng mass vaccination. Under clinical trial pa yung gamot na yan. So yun po ang kaya kami ay nag-aantubili na makipag-meeting sa isang lugar dahil ayaw po namin mabawasan ng aming kredibilidad. Next. Ayan po yung mga palitan ng aming sulat. Next. Ayan po. Sumulat din po kami sa DepEd. Paying master list. Hanggang ngayon wala pa rin pong master list. Ayan. Next. Ayan, si Dr. RP po ay kino-question ng iba na hindi raw forensic, mausay sa forensics. Eh siya po ay 14 na taon na namin konsultant sa bisa ng kautusan ng DPM. At gayon din po ng iba't ibang ospital since 1993 and 96. Opo. Next. Hinawakan po niya ang kaso ni Bonita Baran, yung binulag ng amo kung saan naging batayan ng Kongreso ang Kasambahay Act. Ayan po. At siya in-interpolate ni Senator Jingo Estrada. Next. Ni Senator Juan Ponce Enrile at ni Senator, ayan sila. At maging si Senator, next, Tito Soto. Ayan po yan. Next. Ayan, si Tito Soto po, si Senator, ay nagtanong pa kung yung scars ay self-inflicted. Naipaliwanag po ni Dr. Erpin na hindi self-inflicted. Next. Ayan po, next. Ito pong alleged EJK case kung saan talagang ang gobyernong Duterte ay pinaakusahan. Si Dr. RP po ang in-invite ng committee ni Senator Ping Lacson. At siya po nagpaliwanag na dapat pong makasuhan ng murder at iba't ibang krimen ang mga pulis dito. Next. Ayan po yan, yung kay Kian. Next.
Attorney, can you concentrate on the related subject matter? Kasi EJK na po yan.
Sige po,
that is not included in the subject matter. Doon po tayo sa dengue cases.
Next. Prince of the Stars, next. Ayan.
Kasama pa po ang Visconde Massacre nga. Ang tagal na ng Visconde Massacre.
Nilampasan ko na po.
Pero let us focus on the investigation of the 14 deaths.
Ito na po.
Because that is not related anymore.
26 deaths po na ang encounter ng forensic lab. 3 groups of
Point of
forensics.
clarification. What we heard is 29 deaths.
Ang tapos po ng forensic lab natin ay 26 deaths. 26 po as of
Okay,
Saturday.
but out of 26, only 14 are undergoing investigation.
Iba ho yung sa PGH Yung 14 nila, nakaapat pa lang kami, meron na silang 14. Kaya hindi nga namin alam kung sino-sino po mga bata.
Separate your investigation from their investigation. Please proceed and then focus on the dengue cases.
Opo, sir. Ito na po yun. Ang tatlong grupo po ng mga doktor na bumubuo sa PAW Forensic Team, Clinical Team, meron tayong Internal Medicine Specialist, Infectious Disease Specialist, mga expert po sa dengue. At isa dyan ay contemporary pa po ni Dr. Scott Halstead. At meron po tayong tatlong medical legal officers at meron po tayong 2 consultant pathologists. Next. Ito po yung mga bata. Next.
Mr. Chair, ma'am.
Dito po.
Yes.
Ma'am, sorry ma'am. Pwede lang kung makuha yung names ng mga experts na yun?
Subject to their authority po. Kasi ayoko po madrag ang ating mga experts sa problema. Sa court kasi magte-testify sila.
Mr. Chair, may I request through the committee that we get the names of these medical experts?
Attorney, you are
sasagot po
under
natin.
oath, so may we request the names of those, kasi ilalabas po, baka naman sinasabi lang ninyo, meron kayong pathologist, pero wala naman kayong pathologist.
Meron po,
so we really need real names.
Meron po, may report na lang
Yung
sila.
totoong tao talaga, hindi yung nakalista lang doon.
Sige po. Sige po, yun lang po may authority ako. Si Dr. Amata po, pathologist ng Ospital ng Maynila Medical Center. Yan po ay City Government of Manila Hospital. Ayan. Si Dr. Amata po. Yung isa po, hindi ko dala yung name. Tapos sa ating internal medicine po, meron hindi pala pa po akong pahintulot. Sa dengue specialist po, meron po tayong mga taga San Lazaro na dengue specialist. Hingi pa rin po ako ng permit. Doon sa ating mga medical legal ay si Dr. Erwin Erpe, Dr. Alexis Sulit, Dr. Angelo Ramos. Yun po yan. Ito po naman ang susunod. Matatapos na po ako. Dengvaxia vaccine recipients. Kaninong panahon siya nabakunahan? Sa panahon po ni Secretary Garin, lumalabas na 18 po ang namatay. Ayan po, yung dito. First dose, nakasulat po yan, nakatabulate. Sa panahon...
Doon sa 18, lahat yun naturukan ng
first dose po.
first dose.
Po.
Pero the question is, itong 18 ba, ang kinamatay ba, dengue, o baka naman ibang cause of death?
Gusto niyo po kahit di ako doktor, sasagutin ko dahil napag-aralan ko.
Sagutin mo kahit hindi ka doktor.
Meron pong strong link sa Dengvaxia sapagkat ang kanilang organs...
No, my question is, doon sa 18 na naturukan, kasi meron pong mga namatay, hindi naman dengue kinamatay.
Ganito po yan.
Yung sa 18 na naturukan, ilan ang dengue patient doon?
Sila po ay may mga sintomas ng dengue. Subalit ang Dengvaxia po...
Symptoms ng dengue, pwede ba? Is that acceptable, Secretary Duque? Na can you say symptoms?
No, well, the more definitive approach to finding out whether the cause of death is dengue is the identification of NS1 antigen.
Okay po. Subject, isa pa lang po kasi ang natatapos ng PAW at naisang pang kaso. At ang kaso po ay laban sa Sanofi Pasteur, sa Swellig Pharma, at kinalulungkot ko po kay Secretary Garin at ibang DOH officials. Yun lang po. Yun lang
So
po
yung
yun.
26 na sinasabi nyo na namatay, lahat yun naturukan ng Dengvaxia.
Opo, merong may first dose, may second dose, may third dose.
Pero
Ganun
nakalagay
po.
po dyan ng ano po cause of death dun sa 26 nilagay ninyo.
Ganito kasi yun. Yung iba po nakalagay, acute respiratory arrest, encephalitis, appendicitis, septic shock. Yung lahat po na yan ay mimic ng severe dengue infection sang-ayon sa WHO document na ipinadala po sa amin.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to answer?
Yeah, patapusin na muna natin, Dr. si Atty. Acosta. Tapusin nyo na.
Opo. So sa panahon po ni Secretary Ubial, dahil itinuloy niya, ayan pong mga pula na yan po ay sa kanya. Sa panahon niya namatay. At sa panahon ni Secretary Duque, nalulungkot din po ako, meron pong 3 nang namatay na sa panahon niya naturukan. 3 bata po, 2 sa Muntinlupa at 1 po sa Caloocan. Yeah, next slide.
Siguro po ilagay na lang ninyo yung year. Huwag na nyo ilagay panahon ni Secretary Duque, ni Secretary Garin, panahon niya, no? Parang sinasabi mo, sila ang may kasalanan, kaya namatay, eh.
Wala akong sinasabi
Sila ang hawag yun. Dapat ilagay mo doon yung year ng pagkamatay. Huwag naman dahil sa panahon nila.
Ay, ano po yan eh, nasa,
Okay,
ano po
please
tayo eh, investigasyon po yan eh. Ngayon, bakit po ang PAW hindi nagsishare o nagko-collaborate sa UPPGH? Dahil magsabi, ay doon na makapag-collaborate sa UPPGH. Meron pong conflict of interest at may violation of attorney-client relationship. Ayan po, dahil yung pong Dengvaxia victims ang gustong idemanda ay ang mga opisyal ng DOH. Kaya hindi po kami join sa kanila. Yung po naman issues, nitong 26, hindi namin ma-share dahil kailangan may pahintulot po ng mga magulang dahil yan po ang corpus delicti or body of the alleged crime. Tapos, naisampa na po ang Pistilos case, sabi ko nga, versus Sanofi Pasture, Swellig, and incumbent and former DOH officials. Damages po yan. Yan lang po nasampa ng PAW. Tanging iisa pa lang case. Hinihintay pa po namin ang mga histopathological exam ng ating mga pathologists. Next. Ito po yung front page ng case. Diyan po sa Quezon City. Next.
Sino po sinampahan yung kaso?
Si official po ng Sanofi, saka Swellig, saka si Secretary Garin. Kasi may kaso po sa Amerika. Kapareho niya. Ang binidemanda lang po ng civil case ay yung pong Secretary of Health. Opo.
Yun lang.
Opo. Ayan. Bakit hindi po namin pinayagan ang UP pathologist mag-join sa forensic team? Nagpasalita po sa press con si Dr. Maria Cecilia Lim. Meron po nagpadala sa akin ng Lifestyle Magazine. Meron po silang conflict of interest dahil si Dr. Porton hinayang ng ACRA na consultant na siya naman defense lawyer ng Sanofi. Si Maria Cecilia Lim naman, siya po ay professional partner ni Dr. Porton sa UP Pathology Department. Next. At may bahagi dito sa kanilang mga press release na to, silang dalawa ay nagdedepensa sa bawat isa whenever each other credibility is being questioned. So next, kaya may conflict of interest po. At sumulat po ang ACRA sa akin na ini-inform nga kami na pwede ba isali nyo si Dr. Porton dyan sa mga forensic autopsy nyo. Sinabi nila, client nilang Sanofi. Kaya may conflict of interest dahil na-idemanda na po ng PAW na nire-represent yung mga namatay, itong first family, na-idemanda na po ang Sanofi. May conflict of interest. Next. Yan. Ito namang sinasabi ni Dr. Cabral, stop, walang examination. And may nagpadala din po sa akin, siya pala ay Board of Trustee ng Swellig Foundation na pinuo ng Swellig Pharma. So, conflict of interest din po siya. Kaya hindi ko siya pakikinggan. Ang pakikinggan ko po ay si Secretary Aguirre na head ng DOJ na may utos po sa akin at sa amin na tumulong po dito sa mga biktima. Next. Yan po ang definition ng conflict of interest. Alam po ng mga lawyer yan at dapat alam din ng mga doktor. Next. Ito po naman sa UP, ay may nagpadala din po sa akin ng newsletter, yung palang Swellig Foundation, ipapagawa ng malaking building ang UP. At meron pa silang press release. Next. Ayan po, Dr. Stephen Swellig Building. Ako po, may oath sa lawyer, bawal po ang conflict of interest. Ayan po, sa presentation po ni Dr. Quizon po yan.
Attorney. Ang Swellig Pharmaceutical is totally different from Swellig Foundation po. You have to separate Swellig Foundation sa Swellig, iba ho yun.
Iba nga pong entity, pero ang bumuo po ng Swelling Foundation ay ang Swelling Pharma. Parang Kapuso Foundation ng GMA Network. Ganun po yan. Parang yung Kapamilya Foundation ng ABS-CBN. May soundbites po si Dr. Cabral dyan na nagbuo po yan ay Swelling Pharma. Eh, kasi lawyer tayo, kailangan maingat tayo
Okay,
para
can you wrap
tayo
up your presentation?
Malapit na ako, praso na lang, sir.
Can you wrap up your presentation?
Opo, sir. Next. Ito po yung si Dr. Scott Halstead, meron siyang statement na sana wag bilhin niyang bakunang yan dahil may problema yan. Pwede magka-adverse reaction at fatal manifestation sa mga bata. Pwede mo pa may isa? Maigsi lang ito, 1 minute lang ito.
Sige, pero another 2 to 3 minutes na lang po.
Opo. Lakasan po natin. Sound. Sound ba dyan?
Before we proceed, may acknowledge the presence of our very active Majority Floor Leader Rodolfo Fariñas, Deputy Speaker Sharon Garing, Representative Amy Desos, Representative Rodel Batucabi, and yes, paki-proceed na po, attorney, para meron pang isang presentation.
Ayan ako, lakasan ng sound.
Ito ang video na ginawa ng tanyag na scientist na si Dr. Scott Halstead para sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee nang magsimula ang investigasyon noong Desyembre 2016 tungkol sa umano'y questionableng pagbili ng 3 bilyong pisong Dengvaxia. Si Halstead ay isa sa mga nangungunang eksperto sa mundo pagdating sa dengue at mosquito-borne viruses. Hangad niya na maiparating sa Department of Health sa tulong ng Senado na habang makakabuti ang Dengvaxia para sa mga nagka-dengue na, ito'y maaaring makasama sa mga hindi pa nagkaka-dengue.
If you're seronegative and your very first dengue infection is going to be very trivial, but you get vaccinated, then your first dengue infection may put you in the hospital and it may be worse.
Payo ni Halstead, alamin kung sino ang seronegative o yung hindi pa nagkaka-dengue at huwag ibigay ang Dengvaxia sa kanila.
This is a vaccine that is doing harm, but it's doing harm in a way that can be avoided.
Ang babala ni Halstead ay base sa resulta ng kanyang pag-aaral na na-publish sa isang international medical journal noong March 29, 2016. Ilang araw bago ilunsad ang mass dengue immunization program sa Pilipinas ng Aquino administration. Inamin ni dating Health Secretary Janet Garin sa Kongreso na hindi niya binigyang halaga ang pag-aaral ni Halstead dahil ito ay kinontra ng ibang eksperto. Nang pumasok ang susunod na administrasyon, gumawa si Halstead ng video. Pero hindi naman naipalabas ang video ni Halstead ayon sa Senate transcripts. Sa halip, binigay ng health advocate na si Dr. Antonio Dance ang buod ng mensahe ni Halstead. Inimbitahan din niya ang mga nandoon na panuorin ang kabuuan ng video pagkatapos ng hearing. Kabilang dito ang Buoy Health Secretary na si Pauline Ubial. Noong nakaraang buwan, nang tanungin si Ubial kung bakit sa ilalim ng kanyang panunungkulan ay hindi na-test ang mga bata bago bakunahan ng Dengvaxia. Sinabi ni Ubial, masyado itong mahal. Handa si Halstead na bumiyahe sa Pilipinas mula US kung iimbitahan siya ng Senado. Pero sa ngayon, ang payo niya sa gobyerno, kilalanin at ilagay sa special watch list ang mga seronegative na nabigyan ng Dengvaxia at alertuhin ang mga doktor, magulang at teacher nila. Gigi Grande, ABS-CBN News.
Next slide, please. Yan po yung babala ni Dr. Scott Halstead. Tapos, hindi po napakinggan. Kaya nabili pa rin po yan at nagkaroon ng mass vaccination. At si Dr. Sosa Mercado po naman, napanood ko, merong formulary, executive committee, nagpalabas ng warning, babala, na may panganib pero hindi po nasunod. Next. Ito po si Father Anton Pascual. Ayan, meron siya sinasabi. Kaya kailangan talaga investigasyon, ipagpatuloy ang kaso kung malaman kung sino may
But that is only his opinion. We want yung facts mo. Wag niyo na-present kung anong opinion
Eto
iba.
lang,
Dahil
sir.
opinion ho lang yan eh.
Opo, sir. Ito po sa pasture document, December 22, 2015. Pinadala daw di umano sa sa FDA. Nakasulat po dyan yung 4 na risk: viscerotropism, anaphylactic allergy, neutrophism, at saka po severe dengue. Nagbabala sila. Pero nabili pa rin po eh. Next. Ayan, under clinical trial phase 3 pa po ang Dengvaxia dahil November 2017 pa ang tapos ng clinical phase 3 pero 2016 nabili na yan at nagkaroon ng mass vaccination. Walang screening, walang informed consent at ayan nga, mass vaccination, nagkaroon na ng ayan, may namatay nga po. Next. Ayan po yung nakuha namin sa WHO. Dito sa Pilipinas, November 2017 pa ang tapos ng clinical phase trial na 3. Sa ibang bansa po, April 2018 pa. Ang tanong, bakit clinical trial pa itong gamot na ito? Eh bakit binili? Next. Ayan, ang documentation process po ng PAO, request for parents, request for forensic exam, and then may request din po ang parents sa mga clinical records and other diagnostic tests. Ang UPPGH yata hindi pa po nagsasabit hanggang ngayon. Next. Ayan po, next. Ito na po si Dr. Erpin na po magpapaliwanag nito tungkol sa diagnosis. Maigsi lang po ito. Sabi nyo kanina po si Dr. Erpin po. Tatanungin mo.
Later, before we recognize Dr. Erpin, tapusin na ho muna yun.
Ito, sa kanya na party ito eh. Meron mo siya na mas... paki-play na nga yung sa kanya. Bon.
So sa datos po ninyo, hindi 29, 26 pa lang.
26 pa lang po ang tapos, pero may 4 na po pa po nakapila.
Hindi, huwag na muna yun. Kasi according to Yusek Domingo, 29 na hong namatay. Hindi po ba?
Yung 29 po, yung 14 cases po yung napunta sa PGH and then another 15. Pero, so 29 po yung, yung records natin na complete. Pero meron pa po talagang nadadagdag. I think as of yesterday, we had 39 cases na that are pending.
So out of 39, yun na nga, 14 lang yung under investigation. Okay, wrap up na po, attorney.
Bali po, sir, 26 po ang natapos ng PAO forensic team. At 2 pa lang po ang lumalabas na histopathological exam ng mga tissues. Ipapile po namin this week yung pangalawa. Civil cases po. At iniintay po namin ang resolusyon ng Kongreso ng lower house and upper house tungkol po sa inyong mga rekomendasyon. Kaya po, civil cases lang po ang pinapile ng Public Attorney's Office. Ito po yung sa ilang slide lang po ito. Parang ilan lang to. Konti lang po ito. So, kung papahintulutan nyo po, si Dr. Erpin na po magpapaliwanag tungkol po sa nakita sa 26 na bangkay. Opo.
Dr. Erpin, gawin na po, para malaman po natin. Kasi kaya nga pinapatawag kayo rito. Now we have to know also, because the reason why we called them here is we want to know saan na pumupunta yung investigation nila. It would be a waste of time if we do not hear them also.
Magandang umaga po. Ito po yung summary ng aming mga significant findings in the 26 cases we did with the PAO forensic team. Next slide, please. Ito po yung unang case na final kay Angelica Pestilos. The family, through the Public Attorney's Office, filed a civil complaint before the RTC of Quezon City. Next slide, please. Ito po yung summary of the findings. Sub-judice na po yan, and I will testify in this particular case. So, next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Ito po yung 26...
Pwede kang bumalik, makita po natin yung cause of death.
Sige po. Let's go back. Sa amin pong forensic report, ang immediate cause of death po ay acute respiratory failure, and then the antecedent cause is pulmonary hemorrhage, extensive in all areas of the lungs, including the left and the right and all lobes of the lungs. Underlying cause is viscerotrophic-like disease secondary to Dengvaxia vaccination. And significant conditions contributing to death, yung po yung systemic lupus erythematosus, lupus nephritis, and invasive pulmonary aspergillosis. Next slide, please. Ito po yung 26 na mga bata na dumaan na po sa pagsusuri ng Public Attorney's Office Forensic Team. Next slide. Ito po yung Dengvaxia death pattern na nakikita namin sa 26 vaccinees na na-examine po ng Public Attorney's Office Forensic Lab. Ang unang-una po ay, except for one, ay negative po for history of dengue infection. And then second, these children received 1 2 or 3 doses of Dengvaxia. And then number 3, they became sick after vaccination. Halos pare-pareho ang nararamdaman. Nagkakaroon ng fever, nagkakaroon po ng headache, stomachache, then body weakness and slurring speech. And then number 4, ang bata po ay namatay 11 days after the last dose of the vaccine, up to 8 months after vaccination. The usual period po is 11 days up to 6 months. Ang usual finding po on forensic examination, hindi pa ho kasama dito yung clinical pattern at yung histopathological examination, ay usual po ay dalawa: enlargement of the different organs, frequently the liver, spleen, and the 2 kidneys. And then we see extensive bleeding doon po sa mga internal organs as well as the brain. Wala po ay brain. Next slide, please. Ito po yung mga brain hemorrhage na nakita namin. Out of the 26 ay 22 po sa kanila ay may brain hemorrhage. 11 out of the 22 are severe brain hemorrhage. Next slide, please. Next slide. Ito po yung iba pa, yung mga cases of hemorrhage, brain hemorrhage. Next slide. Next slide. Ito po yung mga different organs affected by severe bleeding. We have the lungs, kidneys, gastrointestinal tract, at saka po yung liver. Next slide. Ito po yung ibang mga organs. Next slide. Ito po yung kahapon po, yung isang araw ay may severe bleeding po sa heart yung bata, including the lungs. Next slide. Out of the 26 cases, 6 po sa kanila, 9 had 3 doses of Dengvaxia. Next slide. These are the confirmed cases based on clinical data. 4 out of the 26 confirmed cases of dengue fever, hemorrhagic fever. Next slide. Next slide, please. Ito po yung process of the forensic examination from the request up to the performance of the histopathological examination by the pathologist. Next slide, please. Timeline po yan ng examinations that we did, including the timeline of the announcement made by the UP-PGH panel. On the 4th examination po namin, when the DOH announced, we had only 4 cases, no? Yung mga cases po namin is separate from the cases being announced by the Department of Health. So, totally separate po yun. I don't know if they are overlapped because we don't know the names of the victims being studied by the PGA. So, entirely we have no knowledge of those names or their families. Next slide, please. Ito po yan. Next slide. The last examination we performed was last Saturday, February 24 in Cebu City. I think that's the last slide, Your Honors.
Are you through with the presentation? Yes, okay. We'll now proceed to, before we start the interpolation, we'll now proceed to Dr. Gerson. Please, a 5-minute presentation.
Maraming salamat.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. In front of you, Your Honor.
Dr. Garin.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, just for the record, because earlier Attorney Acosta mentioned that this is the clinical trial has not commenced. For the record, Your Honor, 2013 po, completed ng Phase 3A clinical trial. That's the requirement not only of our FDA but international organizations in the issuance of permit. And again, let me also, for safety and efficacy, let me categorically state that the Phase 3A active phase trial is the same recommendation required by the other countries who gave this vaccine a license.
Do you have documents regarding that matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you
FDA
please submit it to this committee?
Your Honor, may I request that Director Lulu Santiago be quickly made to comment on the agencies that requested the checklist for the licensing of dengue vaccine. Just to, it can be given in one statement, Your Honor.
Before we proceed, can we also request Attorney Costa to please furnish us a copy of your presentation? Before we recognize Dr. Lechon, Dr. Ms. Santiago, please confirm what Dr. Garina said.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is to confirm the statement made earlier by Secretary Garin with regards to the conduct of the clinical trial phase 3A. That is actually enough as a basis for the evaluation of the vaccine. And those documents were actually used by the other 19 regulatory authorities.
Do you have documents to support that confirmation?
Yes, Your Honor. And that was also the document used by the WHO and the other technical experts who did the review in Geneva last July 2015.
Okay, can you please submit those documents to this committee? Attorney Acosta, will you refute the statement that it counts to your presentation?
We have a document from WHO that Dengvaxia has finished its clinical phase 3 trial up to November 2017, and other countries outside Philippines April 2018. It's at the internet.
Yeah, anyway, the committee will receive all those documents for our evaluation.
Yeah, Your Honor, for the record, phase 3B is hospital phase. That's for additional claims. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ma'am Santiago.
Your Honor, i-ano ko lang din po para siguro doon yung confusion eh. The clinical trial phase 3 is actually divided into two phases po. Phase 3A, yun po yung sinasabing active phase, at saka yung phase 3B, yun yung hospitalization phase. The statement made by Attorney Acosta with regards to the completion of the study in 2017, late 2017, was also correct. Pero yun po sinasabi na 3AB for purposes of product registration, natapos po yun ng December 2013.
Okay, can you submit those documents and also the document of Attorney Acosta? Yes, Attorney Acosta.
Your Honors, we are now submitting 22 copies of our presentation at the Secretariat.
Yes, okay, thank you.
And then the WHO complete document will be submitted not later than tomorrow, Your Honor.
Okay, Dr. Lechon, you're given 5 minutes for your presentation.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. I have here a document of the certificate of product registration.
Paki-on po. Paki-on po yung microphone.
Hello. Is it clear, sir? So in this particular document, you have here the certificate of product registration for prescription basis only. So therefore, for mass vaccination, hindi ho siya pwede as attested during the Formulary Executive Council. But what is important, sir, is in this particular annex, December 22, in which Sanofi Global and Sanofi Local actually identified 4 risks, which is anaphylactic reaction, that is severe allergy, tropism, which is acute muscular vital organ dysfunction after vaccination, tropism, increase in the severity of the dengue disease, of the dengue disease, and
microphone, Secretariat.
Of the dengue disease and occurrence of severe dengue over time. All right, sir. Now, when we heard the mass vaccination in January 2016, 1 week before the vaccination, we wrote a position paper which was presented in Congress here, but we were not allowed to present on the first day. And there are basically 4 reasons. The first one is the lingering problems in terms of safety as predicted already, kasi nangyari na November 27, that there will be severe dengue in seronegative patient. Second, it's a misplaced priority considering there are 200,000 cases of dengue with 600 deaths. And to vaccinate 1% of the population is not cost-effective. Number 3, the cost-effective study was biased because the investigator from the FEC was sponsored by Sanofi. And the last one, which is the most important reason, is the hasty mass vaccination, considering it 12 to 18 months, based on the Formulary Executive Council to actually do mass vaccination.
Now I have here documents, sir, that Sanofi supposedly would actually present a risk management plan after 1 year. So sa pagmamadali, sir, they need to present three studies: dengue 11, dengue 15, dengue 13, and dengue 16, which is actually in pregnancy and other studies. On April 2017, a memo from Dr. Benjamin Ko to Attorney Catherine Austria, and it says that the Center for Drug Regulation and Research respectfully submits and reports the violation of the subject marketing authorization regarding the post-approval commitment for dengue tetravalent vaccine for the following reason: failure to timely submit post-approval commitment documents and provide a complete, accurate data information as required in risk management, and the issuance of incomplete as well as inaccurate data based on this. So the recommendation here was April 2017. And based on the studies here, based on Dr. Dan's testimony in Senate, that only the phase 3 was over in September and October, and that triggered the November 27 product label change, that it will actually potentially cause severe dengue in seronegative patients. And therefore, on December 4, Secretary Duque stopped the mass vaccination. The FDA suspended the sales and distribution of Sanofi. But on December 29, FDA Director Sharid Puno, based on the April 2017, so it was sat, this document, somebody sat on this particular risk management plan of the safety data. If this could have been acted upon, therefore the expansion to the Region 7 and all of the deaths related to this one could have been averted. And based on this data by Sharid Puno, they fined Sanofi 100,000 pesos plus suspension of 1 year because of non-compliance to safety data that they actually promised on the CPR of December 22. And what is very repulsive is that they actually concealed the 4 identified risks. It should be written in the informed consent so that the mothers, the victims, are aware of the dangers. That is bistropism, which is acute dysfunction of the organs after vaccination; neutropism, that is related to the brains and cerebral nervous system; severe anaphylactic reaction; and the last one is severe dengue, which has been proven already in the global advisory of November 29 by Sanofi. That is actually the admission of Sanofi that severe dengue can actually potentially be present, which was predicted 2 years ago in this August hall when we were actually prevented to present during that time. And that is under the Committee of Health of Angelina Tan, supported by a resolution by Congresswoman Son Singh, and of course through a plenary discussion by Congressman Lechon. So that's all. In summary, Mr. Chair, you have here a problem of concealment of data, particularly safety. There was safety mass vaccination based on the Formulary Executive Council. You have here a classic regulatory capture in which the companies would influence the FDA and the FEC. You have concealment of data on safety, which actually for public interest, dated April 2017, acted upon only on December 2017. And to me, this is a great sin to the Filipino nation, considering this was a program of the government. Thank you, Your Honor.
Point of clarification, Dr. Lechon. Are you clearly saying that Sanofi did not submit a risk management plan to FDA. Ganun po ba?
Yes, sir. They promised to submit it by December 2016. But the FDA actually followed up, and through a letter April 2017, because of this repeated failure of Sanofi, Dr. Benjamin Ko actually created this particular memo addressed to the legal department of the FDA. But it was acted upon.
Sorry po na isir, the Director General. Are you confirming the statement of Dr. Lechon that Sanofi Pastor did not submit a risk management plan to your office?
Yes, Your Honor. May I just clarify a few things, sir, about the statement of Dr. Lechon. First and foremost, I was appointed August 2016, so the approval of the Certificate of Product Registration, which is the pre-market approval, happened under the watch of Ms. Lulu Santiago. And when I was appointed, it's basically monitoring the post-marketing report submissions. So I think I believe what Dr. Lechon is emphasizing is the failure of Sanofi to to their commitment, no, not changing the RMP, the risk management plan. Ito po ay, when you say risk management plan, it is part of their post-marketing commitment. No? It is a mortal sin, sir. No? When you keep on changing your risk management plan, most of the time in all other countries, they cancel the distribution or the selling of this medicine. Okay? And what happened was when I first came in, we immediately looked into all the documentations, but we weren't able to really dig deeper. So basically, when we first looked at their non-compliance to advertisements, kasi bawal ho ang nag-advertise ng prescription medicines. Inissuean ho namin, we immediately issued a report of violation. And then afterwards, upon checking again, okay, I had to check, because the Center Director for Drug, okay, does all the approvals, which is actually delegated by the Director General. Kumbaga, I should have that presumption of regularity that they are doing their job, and that since this policy, okay, this Dengvaxia is a national issue, I presumed, okay, that Dr. Benjico was doing his job in closely monitoring the submission of the post-marketing reports. Ang nangyari po, sir, we had to investigate, and then we found out several issues wherein there's doubt in terms of like submissions or entertaining or accommodating Sanofi. So again, going back, yes, it's true. Risk management plan, they kept on changing, and basically the admission that that Dengvaxia is only for patients who already had dengue. They informed us very late. As you can see, if you can, we've visited some of the documents of Singapore recently, and if you will check on their publication, they approved the Dengvaxia CPR October 2016, sir. But okay, with their publication, they already announced that it is not to be used for patients who hadn't had dengue. So, sir, ibig sabihin, alam na nila, dapat December 22, 2015, alam na nila at dapat sinabi na nila sa Pilipinas na hindi ito pwede sa mga batang hindi pa nagkakaroon ng dengue. Ano po? So, I think the gap there, sir, now is why didn't FDA act immediately? And with that kind of gap, we formed the FDA Dengvaxia Task Force as approved by the Secretary of Health, and we are doing our they have their initial findings already, It will be provided to Secretary Duque this week, sir. No po. But then nandun po, they have indicated there the accommodation being given to Sanofi. Okay, the non-compliance to standard requirements like not like for example, sir, bawal ho magsabit sa FDA ng direct yung stakeholder to the evaluator or to the director. And with Sanofi, it happened. No po. They were there's this circular in FDA that I released that we are prohibiting all clients to enter the FDA headquarters. All stakeholders or clients should go through FDA Action Center where all transactions should take place. But with Sanofi, okay, they were able to give the USB to Director Benjico directly.
Dito ba si Benjico? Is Benjico here? Wala.
So yung mga advance copies po, Mr. Chair, yung mga gaps na yon, we are still investigating. The Dengvaxia Task Force still investigating. But what I'm only telling you now is
in short, you are insinuating that Sanofi was given special treatment. Considering, sabi mo kanina, hindi pwedeng dumirekta yung mga manufacturers. It has to go through a process. There is a center to accepting these applications or whatever. But in this case, Sanofi went directly to Benjamin Co.
Yes, sir. Looking at all the circumstances, definitely that's the conclusion.
And then, point of clarification po, sinabi ni Dr. Lechon kanina, Sanofi did not submit the risk management plan, but according to you, they were able to submit, but pinalitan lang, palaging nagpapalit.
They submit, first, when you say post-commitment report, okay, there's a deadline, sir. So they should have submitted the viscerotropic, all those things.
So they were not able to submit
Hindi
it
po
on the
sila
deadline?
nag-submit, opo. And then, binago po nila yung schedule kung kailan nila isasubmit.
And then you also stated that it is a ground for cancellation.
Yes, sir.
Then why did FDA not cancel it?
Sir, we suspended the certificate of product registration. We have to take into consideration due process.
You suspended the CPR of Dengvaxia.
Yes, sir.
When did you suspend it?
December 27 or 29, 2017, sir.
December 2017.
Yes, sir.
That's after they released the information already.
Yes, sir.
It was too late already.
Sir.
Just a very important interjection. May I address this question to Director General Puno? Nung sinabi po nyo na kinancel po ninyo, December 29, I saw your signed memorandum canceling and suspending the product registration of Sanofi, right? O bakit po April 27 po nagbigay ng meron din po akong dokumento na si Dr. Ko ay nag-submit po ng recommendation na cancelahin na nung April 2017. Why did it take about 8 months on the part of FDA to finally and ultimately cancel the project registration? Considering the 8 months gap ay importante, baka nung panahong yon ay may nabakunahan pa ng mga bata.
Actually, sir, I really don't know how to answer that. But honestly, I actually expected the center director to recommend to the Director General about the cancellation, especially that this is a national program, sir.
So anong dahilan bakit hindi ito na-cancel agad-agad?
Sir, there was leniency.
Yes. On the part of
the center director, sir. And I called his attention already on that. And
kaya lang mabigat sa expense ng mga bata.
Opo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We'll now proceed with the interpellation. May I now recognize Representative Helen Tan. Then next to interpellate will be Representative Atienza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Una po sa lahat, gusto ko lang pong linawin on the part of the Committee on Health, when we started the investigation last 2016, it's not for political reason. May mga mamamayan, katulad po ni Dr. Dance, Dr. Liachon, among others, na lumapit at nag-present po sa akin ano ba ang mga red flags on the study. At bilang isang doktor, no, tiningnan ko po na may punto yung sinasabi nila. At bilang bahagi ng mandato na as the chair of the Committee on Health, ay nag-file po ako ng resolution on the basis of safety and efficacy, not on the governance and public accountability. At during the 3 hearings, yun po ay malalim naming tiningnan. So ako po ay hindi nag-file at hindi nag-act on the request of the health advocates para po sa political reason, no? Ito po ay ginagampanan ko bilang isang mambabatas at isang doktor. At hindi po ako expert para tingnan ng mas malalim, pero marunong po ako mag-isip at mag-analisa ng mga datos na ipinipresent sa akin, at may malalalim po akong tanong na gusto kong masasagot din. Yun po ang dahilan kung bakit ang Committee on Health ay nagkaroon ng investigation. Yun lang po. Gusto ko lang pong linawin na this is not for political reason. I have a question. Nag-excuse yata si Secretary Abad. Okay, I'll move to my next question na lang. May question po ako sa kanya. Sa DOH po, gusto ko lang pong malaman, yung first tranche na dumating na vaccines, ano po ang manufacturing date? FDA.
Ma'am, the FDA po would have the records. Sila yung nag-test.
Ma'am, can you request po for a
Ano
minute?
po ang manufacturing date na nakalagay sa mga vials?
September. Ma'am, I'll just, can you give me a minute, ma'am? Sorry po. Just a minute.
Okay.
Your Honor, the first batch, the date of manufacture is October 31, 2014, and the date of expiry is September 30, 2017.
Pwede pong ma-recognize si Dr. Lesiones? I think Dr.
Dr.
Julius is
Lesiones,
here.
I saw him earlier, I think. Wala po ba? Nasa CR lang.
Okay, sa FHO na lang. I think Dr. Ducusin is here. October 21, 2014 po ang manufacturing date ng vial, no? Natatandaan ko po na pag-usapan sa Committee on Health, na tanong ni Congressman Ako, wala namang problema, may pera at maganda ang programa, na-obligate nyo na. Tinatanong po namin sa inyo, bakit ba kayo nagmamadali na hindi pa naman talaga handa ang lahat para sa implementation? Ang dahilan po ba nito? Dahil ang unang dumating na batch ng mga vaccines ay mag-e-expire soon.
Pagdating po doon sa bakuna po, I cannot comment on that. Pwede ho yung si Dr. Lesiones as has been recognized earlier po.
Dr. Lesiones, could you please take a seat beside Attorney Magabaldo? Diyan na lang. Representative Tan, can you rephrase the question so that Dr. Lesiones can answer?
Yes, Doc Julius. Yung naitanong po natin kay DG Puno, ano po ang manufacturing date ng unang batch ng vaccines na dumating, and she said October 21, 2014, at ito po ay mag-expire ng September 2017. Kung natatandaan niyo po, nung tayo po ay nag-hearing sa Committee on Health, na itanong po ni Congressman Akop, na obligate niyo na po yung pera, okay naman, hindi mag-expire. Ang tinatanong namin sa inyo, bakit po ba kayo nagmamadali na ito po ay i-implement? Ang dahilan po ba noon dahil yung paghabol nyo doon sa expiration, kasi ang dosage should be 0, 6, and 12 months?
Hindi po nagmamadali para habulin yung mga expiration. Kasi po nakaplano naman kung kailan ang pagbibigay ng mga gamot na yon. Hindi po isang bulto ang pag-deliver nun. May
Aware
tatlo
of that.
po.
I'm aware
Opo.
of that, sir.
So,
Kaya nga po tinanong ko, yung first batch, no?
the first batch po ay confirm. Dalawa po. Ang una po, ang manufacturing date, October 31, 2014, expiring on September 30, 2017. 18 months po ang shelf life upon delivery kasi yan po ang nasa kontrata at naaayon po yon sa mga proseso ng departamento. May isa pa pong batch dyan sa first dose na yan na manufacturing date is November 30, 2014, expiring naman po yon October 31, 2017.
Ano po talaga ang shelf life na nire-require natin whenever magpo-procure po tayo ng medicines and vaccines?
18 to 24 months po ang usual na sinusunod namin, ang naayon din po yan sa proseso ng departamento.
Sir, considering yun po, alam natin may mga factors na pwedeng lumabas na that will hinder the implementation like this, no? Yung 18 months ba for a vaccine, considering to complete the dosage, it will take 1 year. So tama po ba na meron ka lang buffer na 6 months para po doon sa expiration? Or should you supposed to be require a longer shelf life noon pong bakuna?
Nung pinaplano po ito ay hindi po naman po nakikitang mangyayari yung mga nangyari sa mga panghuli. So nung panahon pong yon, ang unang first dose po ay ang aming pong forecasting na gawa ay sapat po yung timetable na yon. In fact po, naibigay po lahat yung supply na yan for the first dose supplies, naibigay po yan at natapos hanggang second dose na ibigay. So what I'm saying in other words is, at the time that we were doing the forecasting and everything on the supplies and its use down into the municipal level, medyo po sa aming paniniwala ng panahon na yon sa datos na meron kami na sapat yung panahon na yon na 18 months.
Thank you, Dr. Lesiones. Kay Secretary Abad po. Sir, during the meeting last January 7, 2016 of Formulary Executive Committee, sir, Dr. Joyce Ducusin, who's the head of the Family Health Office, she mentioned to the body na they were asked to submit the list of priorities, no, for funding na manggagaling. So, in-advise po sila, may pondo, at mag-submit kayo saan gagastusin. Among those submitted, ay nandoon po ang HPV, nandoon po ang Japanese encephalitis, PCV, and she said, meron pa rin doon nakasama nga na mga equipments. So, they submitted that December 10, 2015. And then, she said to the body, doon po sa FEC, na wala silang narinig from DBM. She got the advice na the DBM on December 28, 2015 asked them to prepare the procurement documents for dengue vaccine. So, sir, I want to ask, who decided among the list submitted to you that the money will be spent to dengue vaccine? Considering po na pneumonia is a big problem, among others. So, sino po ba ang nagdesisyon na, okay, let's pick this? Kasi nakalagay po dito sa sinabi niya, the proposals from different agencies were listed and dengue vaccine was number 18. So, sino po talaga yung nagsabi na, okay, that money will be allotted for dengue vaccine procurement?
Well, what happened was, as already shown graphically by Secretary Garin, that the increasing incidence of dengue cases started in 2010, and the figures both on morbidity and mortality were alarming. Starting that year also, there were already talks of a vaccine undergoing clinical trials, and which held promise to be able to address this alarming problem. So that was the starting point for all these talks about vaccine. And at the time that the 2015 budget was being crafted, the vaccine could not be included in the allocation of budget because it had not acquired certificate of product registration, which would allow the manufacturer to sell this in the market. It was only on December 22 when the FDA issued the CPR, and on that date itself, we received a memorandum, a copy of a memorandum by the DOH addressed to the President, proposing the use of savings to be able to procure this vaccine that has now been certified by the CPR. So that was triggered by a memo from the Department of Health, and the basis for that has already been presented to this assembly. Since this required the use of savings under Article 6, Section 25.5 of the Constitution, the President has to approve the declaration of savings and the augmentation of any deficiency in item of appropriation to which the savings will be used. So therefore, ultimately, we had to recommend to the President the declaration of savings and the augmentation of the deficiency. So the President had to act on that on the basis of both the recommendation of the Department of Health on the more technical side of the issue, as well as from the DBM on the budgetary as well as fund release policies pertaining to the issue. So that was what happened, Mr. Chair.
Sir, how much yun pong total na part of savings ang naibigay niyo po talaga sa Department of Health?
I think
all in all,
it was a little over 11 billion pesos because it included a request from the DOH to fund the construction of rural health units as well as barangay health stations. As you know, the Philippines had not been able to comply with the MDG goals of maternal and child mortality rate, and one of the reasons for that is the absence of facilities where, for example, childbirth could be performed in a sanitary way. So this was seen as an urgent and an important priority that needed to be funded, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. So you confirm po na what convinced you and our former President to allocate that amount to dengue vaccine is because the former Secretary of Health recommended it.
On the basis of the presentation here,
Pero,
which was a research based on data coming from different
with all
agencies.
these things happening now, yung pong maraming mga tanong on this the clinical trials, on the process of getting the CPRs, and the procurement process. Ako gusto ko lang pong bigyang diin. Ano pong malalim na tanong ang ibinigay nyo kay Secretary Garin tungkol doon sa bago na bakuna na ibibigay sa 1 milyong bata to make sure na it will be, wala talaga safe and wala kayong ikakatakot in the future? Kayo po ba ay nagtanong ng mas malalim about sa clinical study sa kanya? Or basta na lang po tayo na-convince doon sa presentation niya? Kasi kung gusto mong i-justify na yung pera at ang burden ng disease ay para dito, kaya mong i-justify, sir. So, gusto ko lang malaman kasi doktor din po ako eh. So, I have a different, pag ako tinanong nyo, I won't go to dengue vaccine. I would rather go to PCV and HPV na proven po naman ang naibigay. Nakita na po yung, hindi lang po yung efficacy and yung after several years, effectiveness. So, ano pong mga itinanong ninyo kay Secretary Garin?
Well, you are making now a judgment on the basis of hindsight, which we did not have during our time. So I'd like to believe, but they'll be in a better position to answer you, that there could have been adjustments in their approach if they had the information that they have today. In fact, we're not even sure yet about what information to believe, because to this day, there continues to be conflicting views about things. But I'd like to believe that things would have changed if we had known what is known today, but that was not possible then. In fact, our action was really guided by prudence, because there was this alarming problem, and there is this potential cure for it. So, after getting the assessment coming from the Department of Health, and we had to defer to them, because as far as we are concerned in the bureaucracy, they are the experts in this area, and we looked at it, well, of course, from understanding the problem itself, but not as deeply as they know it, but especially from budgetary and fund release policies. And we told ourselves, if this potential cure is going to be available, then we have to arm the Department of Health with the necessary resources, so that if it's a viable cure, then they will have in their possession something that they can use to deal with the problem, and not allow many of our countrymen, hundreds of thousands of them, to be continually exposed to this disease. So that's why we made those decisions at that point, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no further question. Thank you, Secretary.
Co-Chair. Again, a reminder to all interpellators, you are given 5 minutes to interpolate. We have 20 interpellators. So can you please strictly have your interpretation within the 5-minute rule. May I now recognize Representative Lito Atienza, the author of Resolution number 1519.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. We filed this resolution on December of 2017 when charges and counter-charges were being aired and no clear answers were being given. At this point in time, the situation has not changed at all. As we witnessed in this hearing, meron pong posisyon na talagang mali, sabing tama. Hanggang ngayon ay pinagtatalunan pa ito. Effectivity on the medicinal value of everything and how children would have been saved if government was more prudent in exercising its authority. At this point in time, one thing is clear, and the questions that we would have asked and answers that we would have expected is to pinpoint responsibility, really, because genuinely there seems to have been a conspiracy among the officials of government of that past administration. Now, who initiated what and when and where did they get the money? Sapagkat ang sabi nila, 2010 pa lamang pinagmamasdan nila ang movement itong problemang ito. At noong 2014, nag-spike ito, talagang mataas ang... Pero wala po tayo nakita sa budget. I was a member of Congress already at that point in time, na humihingi sila ng tulong sa isang lumalalang sitwasyon. Para bagang sigurado nila na may pondong makukuha. Parang may nag-a-assure sa kanila, gagamit sila ng 4.5 billion pesos nang walang kisap mata, walang kurap na mata. So therefore, we would have asked all of these questions to pinpoint responsibility, Mr. Chairman, and accountability of public officials. Naniniwala tayo na kung merong dapat managot, panagutin. At sa ngayon, mahirap po natin matuntun ito sa hearing na patuloy man natin gawin, ay magtatalo-talo lang po tayo sapagkat kanya-kanyang opinion to. But it is very, very heartening to note ang mga taong inanyayahan natin, the top leaders of the past government, have already been accused in court. Meron na po silang kaso. Pinpointed na po mga nag-file ng kaso. Sino mga may sala at may korte na po silang dinulugan. Kaya at this point in time, Mr. Chairman, kaming, lalo na ako, who wanted answers, para sa akin po, nasagot na po itong kasong ito. Rather than spend time on this hearing, I'd like to give them the opportunity to answer all of these questions in court. Sapagkat kung sa korte po, may conclusion yan. Kung sila ay naging ignorante, kung sila ay nagkulang, ay sila ay makukulong. Kung sila po naman ay gumawa ng korupsyon, ay makulong na sana sila. Mabulok sila sa kulungan. But at this point in time, we are not going to ask any more questions because it will only be cloud the issue as they will be giving the same answers that in the past and up to now saying that they were correct. No matter how now they say that they are correct, lahat po tayo tinamaan ito. I have my own grandchildren who are victims of this vaccination campaign which I find erroneous and a product of a conspiracy of people of the past administration. May you all answer correctly in court because doon kayo makukulong pag nagkamali kayo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Lito Chencha, just a point of clarification. The funds that were realigned amounted to 3,556 million pesos and not 4.5 billion. 556 million pesos of which have already been reverted to the Treasury. Only 3 billion I want to clarify because palagi na lang 3.5 billion. The funds that were used for the purchase was only 3 billion pesos. The 556 million pesos was already reverted to the Treasury. The chair now recognizes Representative Gabriel Bordado.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be addressing my question to former President Benigno S. Aquino III. As per your opening statement, Mr. Former President, it is quite clear that you were fully aware, based on expert advice and scientific evidences, of the need for the Dengvaxia vaccination program. Is it correct, Mr. Former President?
Well, to the limits of a non-medical person, non-medically trained individual. So I was informed.
So you received all these inputs regarding the Dengvaxia.
Baka mas madali nung maintindihan sa ganito paraan. Ang instructions ko doon sa dulo, saan natin ito? Number one, sinabi ni Secretary Ona, grabe yung pagsipa nitong sakit ito. Less than 2 months into office. Okay. Pangalawa, sinagot ko, o tinanong ko, ano ba magagawa natin para maibsan yan o para malutas yung problema yan. So ginawa yung mga katanggap-tanggap na mga pamaraan para kontrolin yung vectors. So, yung paano kumakalat ito sakit na ito. Binanggit rin niya nung unang mga meeting at paulit-ulit yan in the course of the administration that a vaccine was being developed for all 4 strains and it was nearing availability for general use. Okay. Pagkahit hindi po natin, tinayon ako nang bagitin, pero nung early 1960s, merong gamot na nagkaroon ng kapinsalaan sa mga gumamit po nito. At dahil doon, nagkaroon ng mga pag-aamyenda ng batas tulad sa Amerika kung saan pinalakas yung kanilang FDA para masigurado hindi lang yung visa ng gamot, pero pati na rin yung kaligtasan ng paggamit itong gamot na ito. Ulitin ko lang po, itong amendment sa ginawa na 1962. So, aware po tayo dyan, lumalaki tayo, mahilig ko tayo nagbabasa, tapos ang pag-identity po natin, at ang instructions ko sa makinakulan, pag itong gamot na ito ay pwede nang gamitin, nakapasa na sa lahat ng reglamento, sa lahat ng pagsusuri, natapos sa lahat ng trial, bakit hindi natin gamitin para sa ating mga kababayan? Okay. So, kaya yung tatandaan na po, may mga meeting ng 2014, akala ko malakas na po. So, noong 2014, sinabihan tayo malapit na, 2015, ready na, pero sa Pilipinas, hindi pa ready, hindi pa tapos lahat ng proseso para ito'y magamit sa lahat ng ating mga mamamayan na at risk. Sa akin pong
pagkaunawa, sinundan natin lahat ng guidelines kung paano dapat gagamitin to. Kaya namili ng 3 riyon na pinakamataas na insidente. Sinundan kung sino ang target population. Kumbaga, lahat ng alituntunin na minungkahin ng WHO, ay yun po pinatupad ng ating DOH. Ngayon po, yung sa biglang, parang siguradong may pondo, tayo po kinikriticize sa ating administrasyon na tawag na underspending. Isa po sa parati nagiging problema at hindi na namin problema, sinubukan namin lutusin. Merong mga ahensya, may plantilla authorized by Congress na hindi po pinupuno. At ang pagkaintindi ko po ay sadyang hindi pinupuno para sa katapusan ng taon nadedeklara yung hindi pinunong pwesto bilang savings. Yung savings naman po ay ginagawang bonus. So parang taon-taon, naninigurado itong mga taon-taon humihingi sa Kongreso ng dagdag na personnel. No? Every year, hihingi ng dagdag na personnel, hindi naman pupunuin yung plantilla at garantisado may bonus pagkatapos ng taon. So, inadapt po natin yung policy no, na manigurado na tanggalin yung incentive para hindi gamitin yung pondong inalaan ng Kongreso para sa kapakinabangan ng taong bayan. Problema nga ho, meron pa rin talaga hindi napupuno at pinahintulutan tayo noong 2014 at 2015 na GAA na first dinefine ko no savings, dinefine kung kailan pwede gamitin at para saan pwede gamitin. So, ito pong Dengvaxia, unahan na ang vaccine, hindi pa ho, nung tinatalakay ang budget, hindi pa kasama doon sa mga inaprobahan ng FDA. So, technically ho, hindi pa pwedeng bilhin ng gobyerno isang bagay na hindi pa pinahintulot na maibenta sa Pilipinas. Doesn't legally exist. Pero nakikita na natin, nakakailanganin ito pag natapos yung proseso. So, ulitin ko, pag natapos lahat ng proseso, alituntunin, reglamento, doon lang pwede i-utilize yung budget na yan. At yun nga po ang ating ginawa.
Mr. Chairman, given Sanofi's November 2017 update, if you were still president, would you have ordered the suspension of the Dengvaxia vaccination program?
Yung, alam po niyo, merong briefer na binigay sa akin sa pag-aaral nitong isyong to. At doon po nakalagay na yung, kaya dinevelop yung vaccine na good for all 4 serotypes ay dahil nga yung posibilidad na mas malalang infeksyon pag na-infeksyon ka na ibang strain after nung una. So, minsanan, pag ako po ulitin ko, hindi ako doktor, liman po tayo, para yung 4 na may attenuated live strain, ini-induce na yung katawan mo para magkaroon ng antibodies. So, kumbaga, ang pangako nung Sanofi, no, ginawa na yung 4 para sigurado na nga na wala na itong risko ng mas malalang infeksyon pag nagkaroon ng panibago kang infeksyon. Ngayon po, noong November 2017, bigla na lang iba na yata sinasabi. No, na pag dadagdagan bigla, na kung hindi ka pa na-infeksyon dati, pwedeng lumala itong infeksyon na susunod. Ulitin ko lang po, no? In-introduce yung 4, meron kang good for all 4 serotypes, magkakaroon ng antibodies yung katawan mo for all 4 serotypes. Therefore, yung katawan mo mas mataas ang protection mo pag na-infeksyon ka dahil nakahanda na yung katawan mo. Yun po pagkaintindi ko bilang layman. Okay. Noong November 2017, bigla na lang sasabihin lang, ang sinabi lang, pag nagkaroon ka nitong vaccination na to, tila hindi ka pa rin, hindi pa rin in-induce yung katawan mo na mag-produce na antibodies, tapos parang wala kang protection. Parang baliktad na baliktad doon sa sinabi nila una. At yun gusto ko malaman kung bakit. At kung di ho maganda dahilan, kung ako po namamahala pa, talaga ihinto. Well, sa dudang yun, sa baliktad ng sagot, dapat ihinto. Dahil parang hindi ka alinsunod doon sa dekada-dekada na sinasabing mga pagsusuri at yung mga resultang ipinakita.
Thank you po. My next question, Mr. Chairman, will be directed to Attorney Acosta. Attorney, we commend you for going out of your way to address the Dengvaxia issues. But were you not directed by the Senate to coordinate with the DOH and the UP PGH in the investigation process?
Sir, with due respect, I did not go out of my way. Our actions are based on Republic Act 9406, the PAO Law of 2007. And PAO is mandated in the exercise of the service can be called upon by government authorities to render such service to other persons. Now, I have explained, Your Honors, a while ago that there is a conflict of interest if we will join the DOH, because officials of the DOH were sued by the first family victim named child Angelica Pistilos of Quezon City. So as a lawyer, I should be very careful in dealing with the worthy opponents of our clients. And although Senator Gordon has been telling me to join, really I submitted to his proposition, but when I went home, some families are texting me, why will you join them? Are you selling us? So, Your Honors, I have been a lawyer for about 3 decades. I know the spirit of conflict of interest and the confidentiality of and the trust and confidence among lawyers and their clients. I'm sorry, Your Honor. This time, we have filed the first case before RTC, a civil case for damages against Sanofi and Swellig and their officials, and against the former Secretary of Health and the incumbent and former members of the DOH, Your Honor. So, kahit po hindi nag-aral, ang maralitang Pilipino, may puso't damdamin po sila. Nag-iisip. Dala nanay ko, grade 2 lang natapos, pero nung ilaban namin ang kaso ng kapatid ko, alam po niya ang conflict of interest. Yun lamang po, sir, pasensya po kayo. Hindi po namin magagawang pagtaksilan ang aming sinumpang tungkulin bilang mga manananggol pambayan. Thank you po.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Representative Bordado.
Yes, we fully appreciate the initiatives being done by Attorney Acosta. But, Attorney Acosta, aren't you concerned that your media pronouncements may be causing parents to refuse any vaccination for their children, including the vital ones like DPT, BCG, and oral polio vaccine?
Sir, I am not against any other vaccines. In fact, my 2 daughters have completed their vaccines, and I myself finished the latest one, the anti-cervical cancer vaccine. Hindi po kami kontra dyan. Kaya lang, galing po mismo sa Sanofi, December 22, 2015, 4 na fatal and adverse effects ang pwede mangyari sa vaccinees. Sinabmit po nila. May kopya po ako dito. At nalulungkot nga po ako dito. Ito po yun, oh. Mga kasama po sa pamahalaan. Nandun sa page 3. Yung 4, viscerotropism, pamamaga at pagdurugo ng mga internal organs, neurotropism, pamamaga at pagdurugo ng utak, at iba't ibang vital organs, severe dengue at anaphylactic allergy na pwedeng ikamatay ng sino mang hindi agad malulunasan. So hindi po ako laban sa mga bakuna, kaya pinahayag ko po na okay po kayong magpabakuna basta doctor's assisted, may pedya. Kasi po itong Dengvaxia, ito po ay dapat prescription drug ito eh. At ito po doctor assisted. Pero ang nangyari nga po, kaya maraming namatay, hindi man lang po na-monitor at na-surveillance. May recommendation po si Dr. Scott Halstead, pinalabas kanina, kailangan na monitoring at surveillance to. Kaya swerte po yung anak ng mayayaman, ng mga may pera, pwede magbayad sa pedya. Paano po yung maralitang Pilipino po na mga sa public school lang po tsaka marami pong eye testing na bakunahan sa Region 3. Ngayon nakatatanggap ko pang message, may isa na naman pong patay sa Cebu. Bali, 3 na po ang nakarating sa akin na patay. O yun po yun. So, hindi po ito ay laban dahil may kapatid po akong doktor. Public health po siya, graduate sa UP, PGH. At siya po ay diplomate na in family medicine sa Australia. So, alam ko po na ito pong pinaglalaban ng mga namatayan ay isang delikadong bagay dahil involving alleged po pharmacological negligence. At sa mga nabasa ko pong desisyon sa Amerika at sa Europa, talagang dapat po magpaliwanag ang Secretary of Health dito na nag-spearhead ng pamimili ng bakunang ito at nag-mass vaccination without blood test or any preliminary examination.
Mr. Chairman.
Opo.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I fully appreciate that Attorney Acosta has just categorically stated that we should not be afraid of the traditional vaccines. Kailangan pong i-underscore yan dahil based on the feedbacks coming from the DOH, medyo nagkakaroon na po ng problema on the grounds. Nahihirapan na po ang mga barangay health workers at iba pang mga katulong po ng DOH para i-convince ang mga magulang na magpabakuna ang kanilang mga anak. So, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Representative Bordado. Attorney Acosta, sabi nyo may final na kayong case. This is the first case.
Opo.
So, meaning there will be succeeding cases.
Opo, tapos na po yung histopath.
So, sa pagka ngayon, isang case pa lang ang napafile ninyo.
Opo, maingat po tayo dito, pati kung sino po ang ididimanda. Dahil masakit po sa akin ang basta magsasampa ng walang ebidensya.
Okay, tanong ko lang po, curious lang ko, anong case ang final ninyo?
Civil case for damages on the ground of deliberate and negligent act of this mass vaccination and the considering the cause of death of Angelica Pistilos is strongly linked with Dengvaxia po.
So ang mga ano nito, respondents is Sanofi Pasture.
Ang evidence ko po mismo ay ang admission ng Sanofi
Pasture. Sino nga pinailan ninyo ng kaso? Sino mga pinailan nyo ng kaso?
The officials of Sanofi, sir, and then the officials of the Swelling Pharma, and the former Secretary of Health, and some incumbent and resigned or retired officials of the DOH who spearheaded the mass vaccination without screening.
Okay, noted.
Mr. Chairman, please. In line with the issue of cases being filed with regards to this case, criminal complaints have already been filed last February 13, Your Honor. And may I be allowed, because this might be of interest to everyone, to read
the committee secretary, please take note of the cases filed because we want to have a record. So there's already one case filed by Pao. Then meron din kayong kasong final ninyo.
Filed by VACC, Your Honor. And
wait, when did you file, Attorney Acosta, kailan nyo final yung kaso ninyo?
Noong pong February 6, when around 3,000 children rushed up to our office in East Avenue.
Yeah, okay.
Opo.
Okay. Kailan po ninyo final yun, Attorney Kalalan?
February 13,
February
2018. 13.
Okay, can you explain to us sino yung mga respondents and what kind of case did you file?
Yes, Your Honor. The VACC is one of the complainants in this case. The Philippine Constitution Incorporated, or Vanguard, the other complainant, filed against the following respondents, Your Honor: former President Benigno Simon Aquino III, former Budget Secretary Florencio Abad, former Health Secretary Janet Loreto Garwin, DOH Undersecretaries Carol Tanyo, Gerardo Bayugo, Lilibeth David, Mario Villaverde, DOH Undersecretaries Lyndon Lee Sui, Nestor Santiago, DOH FMS Director Ariano Cruz, DOH OIC Director Joyce Ducusin, DOH OIC Director Marwin Belio, DOH Director Leonila Gorgolon, DOH Director Rio Magpantay, DOH Director Ariel Valencia, and DOH Director Julius Lecciones. Retired DOH Undersecretary Nemesio Gaco, resigned DOH Undersecretaries Vicente Belizario Jr. and Kenneth Hartigan-Go, resigned Head Executive Assistant to former Health Secretary Garin, Dr. Yolando Oliveros, Directors and Officers or Employees of Zuwilig, and Directors, Officers, or Employees of Sanofi